Yo, I realize I might have unmuted my mic just like a smidge too soon. I coughed just a little bit because I got some stuff like stuck in my throat today. But here we are. Here we are. Matt is, well, he's here. He's right here at least. During night timeout, I don't even know if anybody even saw any of the telegrams I just sent out. Like I sent them out 15 minutes ago now. So I don't know if anybody actually even saw them. But we'll see. This is, this is where Matt be. This is where Matt has ended up, rather. I'm gonna move over just a little bit though. I'm not so obscured by the bushes. So, I guess the question would be, where has Matt been for 3 weeks and 1 day? So 22 days, right? We went out on Monday the 17th, I believe it was, of October. We got shot by Wallaby while we were tied down. Matt's been through a bit. He's been through quite a bit. He was pretty much in a coma until, what was it, 5 days ago? I believe it was. 5 days ago, he got out of his coma and he disappeared from where he was at in New Orleans. And he spent those 5 days traveling, and he is pretty much just, he can't go no more, right? He's tired. He's spent. His feet are all bloody because he's been going everywhere barefoot. I'm really curious if anybody even got the telegrams. Or if anybody's on. I don't even know if anybody was on or everybody was on. I know LJ, or I know Graham was on LJ. I have no idea if like JoJo or Ariel or Eli or anybody else was on. But I could not tell you how long we might be waiting here. It could be an hour. It could be 15 minutes. I don't know. So me on my horse, on Frank, on my Mustang, I can travel from Tumbleweed to Rhodes in about 15 minutes. I go all the routes I know to go. I can get there in about 15 minutes, probably less actually. I'm on Frank. So depending on where they were at, it could be anywhere. I just realized I muted myself again. I don't know why. I think it's because I was coughing. I started talking. What? I mute myself again. Sorry. Try not to talk too much because I feel like if I talk too much now, I'm gonna start losing my voice real quick. I'm like chugging water and being which I need more water, so I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I need more water. All right, I'm good. So what was I saying? What was I saying? So Matt spent some time in Valentine in a coma. While in a coma, he had a seizure. It caused a lot of his wounds to open back up, and he actually kind of died for about 40, 50 seconds or so. Like he went without pulse for 30 to 40, 30 or 40, 50 seconds, somewhere around there. And it didn't help his condition, and the conditions in Valentine didn't help his condition. So after a while, even though moving him could kill him, the doctors decided that they would take him to an out-of-state facility that was, cleaner, better. And doing some research, I found that New Orleans was kind of a place that had like things like hospitals pretty early on. I thought, well, that might be a good place that they might have a clean ward at, a little bit bigger, cleaner hospital, probably. So that's where he went. And the traveling was not easy. He only got worse during the travel, and he got to New Orleans. He started to improve, and at some point he woke up and he just left. He just walked out of the medical facility in the middle of the night. This fog isn't going to help things. This fog needs to go away. This fog this fog needs to go away. He won't be. I'm gonna say he's back, but he won't be quite the same Matt that was around, right? He was shot 5 times, put into a coma. There's no way he can remain the same Matt after that, right? He's got to change a bit. I don't like how those bobbing on the water. If you put your camera down on the water, it bobs, and I don't like. I don't like it. I like the scene right here where he's got his head, with the moon right there. But I can't. The bobbing camera just annoys me so much. This fog is gonna be. Actually, during the day, it's a very nice view from here of Mexico. Over that way. Over there. Oh, you can get starting. You can kind of see it. Keep thinking I hear horses, but I think there's a road back over that way. I think I can hear those horses. It's right, like it's right just up the hill and probably another 200 feet that way. I think there's a road. Ah, I can see the Mexico a little bit more. Okay, so if they didn't go to Benedict Point, I feel like they're gonna miss me. I feel like if they didn't go to Benedict Point, they're gonna miss me. I said west to the water. Okay, hang on. I'm hoping nobody rides up while I do this real quick, but I said rest to the water, so they're probably like way over here. But I'm actually way down south over here. I went from Benedict Point south. I left a clue saying as much. They're probably like way up that way. If they're looking for me, they're probably like way over there. Way off in that direction somewhere. Where is he? He's not here. I keep hearing a horse, and I'm pretty sure it's the road over there. Oh no, that's awkward. Oh no! I was just saying. I was just telling OP that I realized if they didn't go to the Binnick Point at all, if they came, if they even, I don't even know if they've seen the telegram. If they didn't go to Binnick Point, if they're looking for me, they might have just gone straight west to the Sea of Coronado and be looking for me over there, way, way over that way. When really hang on, I'm I'm down here. I do it seriously. They probably went over here. They just went straight west. God forbid they go to the place where I send it from. Oh, it's a nice scene. You believe they'll find me? They better, or else Match is gonna stay here forever. Bottom of this water. Should I just made $3? I'm rich. Actually, no. Keep looking this way because I feel like they'll come from that way. If they went straight west and they can go to Benedict Point. Because I'm pretty much straight south from Benedict Point. I left a clue saying go south from Benedict Point from there, pretty much. But if they didn't go there, I feel like they're going to come from that way if they just go along the coast. I don't think they'll come from that way. I don't think he's going to go... I don't think they'll go all the way south and then just go west along the water, along the river. I believe they would have just gone straight that way, off towards Sea Coronado, and then work their way down. Um, it's gonna be hard to do the voice. Hang on. Hang on, I gotta clear my throat. Come on, Frank. Come on. Man. Yep, I suppose. Yep, yep. Come on, Frank. Yep. Yep. Eh. Hey, listen, how I warm up the mat voice so I can kind of talk a little slower and a little bit more at the back of my throat. A little bit lower in the back of my throat. It's a little bit hard to do when I got stuff stuck in my throat, believe it or not. You'd think a lower kind of voice would be easier to pull off when your throat's not all 100%, but no. I feel like I can only talk a little bit like higher pitched when my throat's all screwed up. I hear horses? Can I hear horses? Hey now. Wait a minute. Listen, the harem, I mean, community is all LJ's thing, okay? That's that's LJ's thing. Right? He's really in for the men OP. That's what he's really. I think that that road over there. I keep hearing horses, and every time I hear horses, I stop talking. There's a road. I think you can actually see that top of that ridge right there. It goes down that way. There's actually quite a lot of horses that go down that road. I'm surprised. You know what? I bet if I sent a law nun, if I had sent a law nun, they would have found me by now. The law would have. Maybe I should have sent a telegram to Wallaby. Wallaby would have cracked the case. Should have picked out more tunes that to listen to. I didn't think it'd take this long. Let's throw on this one. And hang on, let's wait till this little thing ends and we'll throw on this tune, I guess. Somehow I also feel like Graham like looked for like 10 minutes and then gave up. Like this seemed like the it seemed like the Graham thing to do. Hang on. Piss for maybe not. I thought I heard a horse over there. Like up on that ridge. That like came up and stopped. Huh. I don't have Wallaby's telegram, so I can't do that. I think the music is making that noise I'm hearing. Whenever it hits those higher notes, you can hear the piano, the pedals. At least I can. I don't know if it's loud enough for you guys to hear it. It's a slight, it's a very slight sound. I'm gonna have to eat this emergency stew I got. I got this emergency stew. I feel like I'm gonna have to eat it at this rate. I might be here for hours. Although I only have limited time, so I can't be here for hours. Hang on, let me see what my foot at right now. Should I do it right now? I should do it right now. Pick. We'll never see it there. Such a... Okay, it's gone. The song restart. Dang it. I play next. You know what? We're gonna... Oh. I...
You.
What was that?
Yeah,
I...
buddy.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey, how about we get you somewhere, how about we get you somewhere a little more shady, a little bit cooler, somewhere nice, you know?
You know,
Hey,
you know,
why don't you grab that fucking horse, please?
very close horse.
Thank you. Yeah?
You know, when, I was, I was 12. I was 12, well, you
Yeah.
know, when I was 12, my mom died. Doctor said it was cancer. It was just kind of me and my dad and my little brother left, right? My little brother, he didn't really understand what was going on, but my dad could see that it bugged me, right? So he took me out and he started teaching me how to wrangle horses. Uh, well, a year later, he was working for a man named Mr. Edwards on his ranch. And, well, there was this freak accident where he fell off his horse, got knocked into by another horse, and snapped his neck, and he died too. So Mr. Edwards, he took me and my little brother. My little brother, he was his name was Jimmy. Jim James. We called him Jimmy. He took us in. Well, by the time Jimmy was 18, Mr. Edwards, he decided we should head out west. Him, his son William, who was my best friend, me, Jimmy, a whole bunch of other of us. Well, we started going west. Not that long on the trip. Mr. Edwards, he was getting kind of old at this point. It was crossing the stream, and then his wagon current came down, and his wagon got knocked over, and he got stuck under the wagon in the stream and drowned. William, he asked me then. He asked me, should we turn back? Should we go back? I I looked at him and I said, "Well, there's nothing back there for us, William. Dad bought land over in Idaho, and we need to go there." So we went, kept going. Made camp by some woods one time, and well, my brother, he, Jojo, you know this story. My brother, he took the watch, first watch, and well, in the middle of the night, we could hear the screaming, and it spooked all of the cattle, and they started stampeding, and well, they stampeded right over Frank. Me, I got to where my brother was, but I couldn't find him right away. There was blood everywhere going into the woods, and by the time I did find him, he had been getting half eaten by bears. He was dead, his eyes wide with shock or surprise of some sort. Couldn't really forget that face. Then, well, after we buried him, William asked me again, we stop, we go back. And I told him a little bit more, less sure this time, but no, nothing left for me back there. We kept going. And, well, there was Philip, he died of sickness. Craig, he died when some bandits attacked the caravan, and well, those bandits, they took our caravan, they took everything we had, and they took us. The was the Robert Pollock gang out there over in Idaho. They took us captive, and it was me, and it was William, and it was Connor. That's all that was left. They were gonna take us to Mexico. There was some man there that would buy prisoners and have them fight to the death in a pit. We heard about this, and well, me, William, and Connor, we went to make our escape, right? Uh, well, we went to try and grab some things while the people were sleeping, but the youngest Pollock brother, he was standing watch. And he couldn't have been more than the same age as my brother. But I remember I had gotten a gun, and he saw us. Before he could shout, a little Pollock, before he could shout, I raised that gun and I shot him straight in the forehead. Weirdly enough, he gave that same look of surprise that my brother had on his face. I don't know, it's like time slowed down. I didn't know what just happened. I dropped the gun, and William, he started grabbing me and shaking me, saying we had to go, and as I turned to face him, his eyes went wide too. Bullet went straight through his skull. It's like it snapped me out of it. I ran. Connor ran, but they shot Connor down. I could feel a bullet go through my shoulder, but I kept moving. It was dark. Eventually I just fell and I hit some water. For the longest time, I don't know what happened next. I originally remember waking up in Blackwater. Didn't know how I got there. Found me in Armadillo, all shot and bleeding. Don't know how I got there, but at some point, I always have these dreams of walking through the desert barefoot. And last time when I was unconscious, I guess, it made sense that this is where I washed up. Washed up right here, walked hear the armadillo. Even though I don't remember it. Strange, you know. Wallaby, he grabbed me in Valentine. I was sitting there watching Miss Goose, trying to figure out how to do something, but she was standing right in front of the deputy's office, so I was waiting. I got distracted for a moment. Some locals came running out of town right by me, and I didn't think nothing of it at first. I went back to look at Miss Goose and waiting for her to move, and all of a sudden there was his voice, and there was a gun at the back of my head. Uh, then he took me out there. He tied me up and he took me out of Valentine and we talked. I told him, you know, 'cause he asked me why I was dressed up as Elgin. I told him we're just trying to get Eddie to stop. We just wanted to be left alone. And he got this big old smile on his face and he laughed a little bit. But he wasn't gonna shoot me. Threw me on his horse. I knew what he was gonna do. I thought to myself, well, if he turns me into law, all they're gonna see is a man who's got second-degree murder, been to Sisika. I lied to Wallaby. I told him that who you think they're gonna believe? They think they're gonna believe him, known criminal, and me, who's never been to jail. And he stopped his horse. He asked me, was I afraid of death? I told him no. He asked me what I was gonna do. I was gonna be a thorn in his side, and I said, quite honestly, your plan is to hurt my friends. Plan is to hurt the people I care and love at the caravan, and I would be. So he threw me off his horse on the ground all tied up. He even tried to say that he didn't want to do it, but next thing I know, I heard a gunshot. I was out almost immediately. It was so odd. When I went out, I was standing right here, looking out right over this water. On my left was my mother and my father and Jimmy and Craig and William and Mr. Edwards and Philip and Connor. I looked to my right, I panicked. I looked to the right, there was ULJ and Jojo and Eli and Dee Dee and Dolly, and there was Ariel. Panicked. I thrashed around. I knew where I was at. I was right at the gates of wherever I was going. Felt like maybe you guys were coming with me and I was scared. And everything went black for a bit, and it was the feeling like I was dead. It felt like forever. All of a sudden I came right back here again, but there was no one. It was just me. looking over the water. For the longest time, I was looking over this water until one day, one moment, I could hear Jimmy asking me what I was doing. Why was I sitting here at this water? Why was I giving up? I told him I didn't know if there was any way I could do what I needed to do. I didn't think I could protect the ones I loved and cared for. I knew I woke up. I didn't really wake up. I came to in the middle of a street somewhere in some city. Body felt like it was on fire. I'd been dragged out of the depths of hell. I didn't know why. So I just started going. Started walking. Went and I visited my brother's grave. I sat there for a bit and then I pulled away on every train and wagon I could to get back here. I just needed to be here. Look out of this water. Know where I'm going. Yeah. I think I want to go home now. But I think
Let's go home.
Yeah. Come on. Let's go.
I had my head's lagged. Go.
We're safe now. Think you can hold on?
I suppose I could.
If I need to tie a poncho around you, I will. Wait.
Hey.
Guys.
Charlie and Dee Dee are still yet to get back. I've telegrammed them to meet me here at Benedict, but they're yet to respond.
Tell them to meet us up at Little Valley, please.
Yeah,
if you
alright.
can.
Wait, we're
Right
calling
on
it
ahead.
Little Valley now?
Yeah, Camp
Right on
Little
ahead.
Valley.
I'll send a telegram and I'll meet you there. Alright.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
I would have thought it's at least Medium Valley. Yes, okay.
Well, what? Hey, Graham, you're ending stream already? Hey guys. Hi. Oh, hey. I honestly didn't. Oh. No, he's not. I know he's not logging off. I'm not gonna talk a whole lot right at the moment until we get further along. But thank you for the raid. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, I stay right here in the moment.
Move quick, there's wolves. Well, there's 1. 2. Not enough to waste our time on. Oops. Nothing touches you. She okay?
I think that's the first compliment I've ever gotten.
Probably not, no.
Wolves or fallen?
Wolves. It was a little too dangerous shooting towards her with the wolves because she has a lantern.
You know what? Yeah, good point.
I didn't want to, like, you know, accidentally hit her and then she just go up in flames.
Yeah, that.
Because I don't think there's any saving her from that. I'd have to bury her out here.
I don't think we're good enough at very quickly patting things. I haven't patted enough dogs lately to tell how good my patting skills are for patting out fire.
She doing okay? She gonna be okay?
Alright.
Just gotta be careful with them lanterns.
No, he's fucking awful.
On a scale of 1 to fucked, how do you feel?
Fuck.
I think that
Ow.
depends on the relative term of... Never mind.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Where's my horse? Oh, get the mud went on. Come on.
Don't worry, there's another pack ahead too.
Of course there is. There always is.
I came across 3 when I was coming to Armadillo. Or 4. we gotta get this man some clothes, some shoes.
We should still have some clothes. But yeah, we should probably get into town.
Get him outfitted.
Yeah, we should probably get into town. Let me make sure, let them know. Hello. Yeah, we should get him some clothes in town. Please.
What do they put in their cream?
Milk?
Yeah, but they got like the chocolate cream, the other, you know.
Well, then they like chocolate.
Maybe. There's like another one. I don't know. They just says like the original.
We'll find you some new clothes again. We'll do that later. The fact that we are going through tall trees ain't great. But we're fine. You are a fucking priority right now. See me? So that means if I have to fucking curb stomp every fucking bear I see, I will.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back. You're gonna rest. We're gonna take it easy, do the steps we need to for you to get better. At some point, we still got to go on that bear hunt.
It's true.
Yeah. We're gonna fuck them up.
Are we getting him clothes and strawberry first?
Oh, I thought we were gonna go to Blackwater to do that. That's why I said it back there.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
What happened?
I don't know.
We're taking him to Strawberry to get clothes. They didn't quite hear her. I think Ariel heard me, but LJ didn't, and I guess she didn't tell him.
Oh, there you are. you get my telegrams?
Yes, yeah. That's why we're
Alright.
here. So, what's
Oh,
going
hey,
on?
Didi.
Hello.
We're just gonna go get him dressed in strawberry.
Right.
Hello.
Hope you weren't lost for too long, Charlie.
How you feeling?
We went
Right about that.
all the way up to Manteca Falls and tracked the coast all the way back.
Your horse down? Oh my god.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Bloody hell.
we saw your telegram about 20.
I've missed you.
Oh, you.
Hmm?
Yeah, it feels
Same.
like I haven't been gone that long.
Yeah, well, I had some stuff going on as well, so it feels like it's been quite a long time. I tell you I'd miss you if you just disappeared yesterday. I miss you no matter how long you're gone.
I appreciate that.
Just glad you're back. Okay, how about get you in some clothes in here? You can have a bath. How's that sound?
Check telegrams.
Do you need one of the guys to like help
I can
the
get it.
clothes and that?
Okay.
Take it back.
I'll give you a moment, alright? I'll be downstairs.
And I get in the bath, like, right here? Do I have to do it from outside the door? Does this bath not work? It's thing. Hang on. Because of this?
Timothy trying to go into the deputy's office.
There we go. And you guys might be able to see with this overlay on, so
What?
give me a second.
Screaming at you?
There we go.
She seems like she's the moody one. Oh, okay. Never mind. I can't hit you. Thought I could hit you. There's grass. Sorry, let me move the horse real quick. What's he doing over there?
We don't know.
Whoa. I mean, I'm trying to.
True, and Daya. I think she's busy IRL though, so can't fault her for it. Fins?
Oi, watch your mouth.
Is there anyone on the force with the last name Baker? They would be by lineage a Baker. That's how it works, right? Yeah. Well, tell him he's failing his bloodline. If they don't know how to bake, tell them they're failing their bloodline. It's like people named Fletcher. They should know how to Fletcher. Make an arrow.
Oh my god.
What about?
Okay. Sorry. I had a fucking ice stuck in my foot. Come here, I've got some food for you.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah.
keeping the energy up, you know? Staying awake.
I mean, that is what
Edie.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay, I've got you some food.
Hi, I miss you.
Careful with that.
Missed you too, Edie.
I will attempt to take this. Please don't be insulted if I throw up.
What? I guess right now isn't the right time to ask how you're doing or what happened.
Sorry.
Talk later.
Yeah.
Looking for baked good.
Can I give you a hug?
Suppose.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I suppose.
No, I won't give you a hug if you don't want one.
And if you want,
You got a gun?
we can have a camp.
That answered my question. You got a gun?
At the
Oh,
camp.
give him a hug first. Give him a hug. I know
He
you want
doesn't
to.
want a hug.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Get a gun right now.
I'm giving you one.
no. I'm giving him one.
Too late.
No, I'm giving him
I
one.
win.
How dare you? I was trying to have a moment.
I had a spare double action.
That's not the point. I was trying to have a moment.
Oh, you're doing a moment in the middle of strawberry.
Okay, and where else am I gonna do it?
Inside of the place, I know there's an essence of privacy.
I'm giving him a gun. It doesn't matter. How dare you?
Just
How dare you?
moments are typically private.
Yeah. I was trying to do a whole thing, and you just gave. I asked him, does he have a gun? You obviously know the next thing I'm gonna do is give him a gun, and you give him a gun anyway.
Or you could have been giving him a long arm.
What are red ones do? Red potions.
Here.
Whatever
You're about to give him a cooler gun. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't let him do it to you again.
I don't trust it.
Don't plan on it.
Red is I don't know.
How dare you, Jojo? How dare
What?
you?
It's in my storage or way.
What?
Jojo stole my thunder, Dee Dee.
Very mean of Jojo.
I asked Matt if he had a gun, and she goes, I gave him
Yeah,
one.
good policy.
Yeah, I heard it.
Hey, look, man, it's you.
Oh, now he has two guns.
Come this way.
Hi.
Now he can be known as Many Gun Matt. You're welcome.
Is that a
They already
taxi?
were calling me Deadeye Matt.
Multiple Gun Matt.
Jesus, that's the same code.
What are we doing?
LJ's speaking to deputies and stuff. Do you want me to just take you home?
We can wait
Like-
for everybody.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, we can
Because
wait.
I can tell everyone that we are heading that way, so that way they get the fucking move on.
You know, just
Eat this food.
Very open culture. The other half, I want you to, well, not other
This
half.
is always
Half of the second I want you to spread over this bridge.
I'm gonna go get some ammo real quick.
Okay? And then you can keep the others if you want. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Put half of the half under half of the half.
Hey, I've got that for me from the counter.
Sound better?
Yeah, she got me one as well. But I ain't doing so good at eating right now, so I'll try later.
I've been eating in a bit. I'll slow eat a little bit.
What? We have the stuff in place.
Why the fuck is he yelling?
Yeah, I was
Sorry.
gonna say, does he always yell?
It's the responsible thing.
I could hear him when I was up taking a bath.
Should I go tackle him?
That's alright, it's Eli.
No, should I go? No, but it's a joke.
I mean, if you want to tackle him as a joke, you can go tackle him as a joke.
Actually, I'm not doing great. That's probably not a smart idea. Despite popular belief, I don't like ideas that ain't smart.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Make sure. Yeah.
Have a telegram.
Come, let's go check it.
He's just up there talking to deputies. I send one. Can't think who I didn't send one to. Hey, might as well telegram via real quick. Shit, your telegram. Health. I put heal. Not yet in good health. telegram of Jojo writing. Oh.
Hello.
Probably get going, I guess.
Yeah. Let me bring my horse down. It'll just be easier than we have to walk.
Gotta let him know.
You want to head back?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Get back.
Where's
Okay.
my $19.50 back? Go on.
Go on then. Go on then. They actually checked the file and it said nothing on there. Oh my god.
Don't worry, I remember you. I remember you.
Would you like the 80 cents as well?
I don't know what's going on, by the way, but I'm taking Matt back.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
No.
And who said crime doesn't pay?
Amazing person. Eddie knows you.
Yeah,
Hey.
Eddie.
Sorry to
Eddie's
interrupt.
Eddie.
I'm taking Matt back so we
Okay.
can
Yeah.
just settle in a bit. I don't know what they're doing. I know we was talking about the bake thing, but
Dee's about to go to sleep, I think. But Matt, please, like I said, don't let it happen again, okay?
Like I said, I don't plan to.
Take care of him, okay?
yeah. Yeah, we'll do. You two take it easy. I'm not as familiar with this route. I know we usually take the other route.
That's not too hard. Seems like you're doing fine to me.
Appreciate that. Is this the right one?
Yep. Nope, you're good.
You sure?
Yep.
Yeah, trust your judgment. Yeah.
I think I know every trail up here.
That's good. Just ain't been around camp for a bit, so didn't quite feel as recognisable, I guess. Do you want to get laid down and rest, or do you want to sit in the chair?
Might sit for a bit.
What is it?
Just curious.
Did you put up a target?
Long time ago. First time I was hurt bad. Oh.
You got this.
Don't think I do.
You do. You can lift it and fire it. You got this.
Today I don't think I do.
You will. I'm gonna check for the fucking snake.
Right.
So make sure that this doesn't fuck with you. That was easier than usual.
Ah!
I'm gonna be just a minute, okay?
Alright. Oh man. I was so excuse me. I was so like sorry. I was so like anxious before the stream. how it would go, I think it's gone just wonderfully. Stop messing with the invisible stick. We're gonna wait here just a little bit in case people come to the camp. In case there's another scene. We're just gonna wait just a little bit. I want to end it and have like something. I don't want to end it and have something happen off stream. So, what happened to you?
It's not too important at the minute. I'm more focused on you right now.
God.
I was missing for about a week. I got found yesterday. I'm fine.
At least they found you.
And someone found me.
You found, I guess that's all that matters in the end.
Yeah. Glad we found you.
I don't know how I don't know all the details of what happened after Wallaby shot me.
You were, as far as I'm aware, getting transported for medical. That's what I found out. I only found out like yesterday that you were missing because they wouldn't give us details because the medical board is very picky about who's listed as next of kin.
A funny story about that. I was gonna put down next to kin a long time ago, back when I worked for the parlor house. At the time, the people I would have put down the next of kin said no, don't, because then they have your information. Yada yada. So I never even thought about it ever again. You are.
Say that again.
State something from his tent.
Oh, fucking hell.
Is he like gonna say anything? Alright.
Yeah. No. Maybe my sight's not doing so good. That could just be because everything's been going on.
Just have to go to sleep. what's happened since I've been gone. To be honest, I didn't expect anybody to be left when I got back.
What do you mean?
I'll be shot, man.
You think we're leaving without you?
No, I mean, I'm not gone like that. Just got word that maybe was just gonna pick y'all off one by one. I'd come back and nobody be left.
He, as far as I'm aware, hasn't been violent since then.
Make any sense?
Strange. He's the one who found me. Didn't do anything aside from get me medical. Yeah, I'm confused as well.
Just play there. I don't understand. I'm gonna go sit up on the ledge.
You be careful up there, yeah?
Come if you want.
Be up in.
He's just laying in the bed. I hate this walkway, by the way. Walk all funny on it. Why does he walk like this? Can't play. True. All right. All right. I think I am going to end right here. I think this is where we'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna raid somebody in just a little bit. We're gonna have the song play for a bit.